The forest fell away behind them, and for the first time in weeks the companions stood upon an endless stretch of desert. Golden dunes rippled beneath the sun, stretching farther than the eye could see. The air shimmered, the heat heavy as a curse. Each breath tasted of dust, each step sank into the burning sand. It was Bako, the youngest, who first spotted the shifting glimmer upon the horizon. At first, the others thought it a mirage. But as they drew closer, the dunes broke apart to reveal what no eye had seen in generations: a ruined city buried beneath the sands. The walls were carved of red stone, half swallowed by dunes. Obelisks jutted from the earth like broken teeth, their faces etched with symbols older than Wagadu itself. At the city's heart lay a shattered ziggurat, its peak lost, but its base carved with images of Olofin in his storm rage. Lightning blazing from his hands, serpents at his feet, mortals kneeling in chains. Kayin felt her heart tighten. The dream returned to her, the god with lightning in his eyes, the mask glowing with a power too heavy for mortals to wield. Inside the ruins, silence reigned. The air was cooler, yet heavy with whispers. Strange shadows clung to the walls, and when torches were lit, they flared and sputtered as though the fire itself feared what dwelled there. They came to a chamber deep within the ziggurat. A stone dais rose at its center, upon which rested a cracked tablet. Iardi, the huntress, brushed the sand away, reading aloud in a voice trembling with awe. The Mask of Olofin binds storm and serpent. To wield it is to command the skis, but to wear it is to invite shadow. Only the chosen may carry it. But beware, the one who wears the mask shall never again belong to the realm of mortals. The words struck them cold. Duro scowled. Then why would Obanla seek it, if the mask consumes the wearer? Sango interrupted, his voice low. Because kings seek power no matter the cost. He would wear it or make another wear it until Wagadu bows beneath thunder and fire. The thought settled like poison among them. Kayin said nothing, but her hands clenched tight. That night as the others slept in the ruins, Kayin dreamed again. The mask hovered before her, glowing with gold fire. But this time it was not Obanla who reached for it. It was her own hand. When she awoke, Omri, the Silent One, was gone. Only his dagger, driven deep into the sand, remained. They found Omri at dawn. He stood at the edge of the city, staring into a pit where the desert had collapsed. "I heard the voices," he whispered. "They called me by name." When they peered down, they saw not earth but darkness, an abyss swallowing light. And before any could stop him, Omri leapt. His body dissolved into shadow as he fell, yet his voice lingered. All must face the trial of shadows. None may pass until the truth is revealed. Reluctantly, the 6 remaining descended. The pit swallowed them, pulling them into a realm where sand became smoke, stone became memory, and time itself bled into dream. There, each warrior was confronted with their deepest fear. Sango stood in a storm with his father's voice booming. "You are weak, thunder without lightning." The warrior wept as his father's shade broke his club. Iardi saw her village burning again, the raiders cutting down her kin. No matter how many arrows she fired, the flames grew, the screams multiplied. Bako stood alone in endless silence, his body shrinking into a child's form as laughter echoed. Too young, too weak. Duro relived his shame, the battle where his comrades died while he lived. Shield unbroken, branded a coward by those who could not see his burden. Kayin, too, faced her truth. She saw herself standing over Wagadu's throne, the Mask of Olofin upon her face, lightning dancing in her hands. At her feet lay the bodies of her companions, charred and broken. She cried out in horror, tearing the mask from her face, yet the vision laughed and the mask melted into her skin. When she awoke, only 5 of them remained. Omri had not returned. But each of the survivors bore new scars, not on their flesh, but in their eyes. Weeks passed as they journeyed out of the desert, until they came to a mountain whose peak glowed red beneath the rising moon. At its summit stood a shrine tended by an ancient priestess, her skin wrinkled like folded bark, her eyes blind yet burning with inner fire. "I have waited," she rasped as they approached, "for 7, but now you are 5, so it shall be." Kayin stepped forward, bowing low. "Tell us, mother, what fate awaits the Mask of Olofin?" The priestess lifted a gourd, spilling its contents upon the ground. Blood-red liquid seeped into the dust, forming shapes that writhed and shimmered like serpents. "The blood moon rises," she intoned. "When the mask is found, the world shall tremble. In the hands of the greedy, Wagadu will fall. In the hands of the pure, balance may return. But hear me, Obanla seeks not salvation, he seeks dominion. He would crown himself a god." The warriors gasped. Duro clenched his fist. "Then we cannot return the mask to him." But Kayin said nothing. In her chest, the vision burned, herself upon the throne, lightning in her hands. The priestess leaned close, her breath like smoke. The serpent waits still, for shadow is not slain by steel. Only choice may end it. Remember, child, masks hide as much as they reveal. Then, with a voice that shook the mountain, she cried, "The Mask of Olofin must be claimed by blood." At that moment, the moon above turned crimson. They descended the mountain heavy with dread. Sleep eluded them that night, and in the silence, betrayal brewed. At dawn, the sound of steel woke Kayin. She turned to see Sango, thunderclub raised, standing over Bako. "The mask is mine," he roared. "I will not let Obanla or any other take it. Only I have the strength to wield it." Chaos erupted. Iardi loosed an arrow, but Duro shielded Sango, shouting, "He speaks truth. Obanla cannot be trusted. Better the mask rests with one of us." Bako cried out, "But the mask will consume us all." In the struggle, blood was spilled. Bako fell, a spear through his chest. His wide eyes stared at the sky, unblinking, as crimson stained the earth. Kayin's scream split the air. Lightning crackled from the heavens, striking between them, and for an instant all froze. Then came the hiss. The ground trembled, stones split apart, and from the earth rose the Serpent of Shadows once more. Vast as mountains now, its body coiled across the horizon, its scales swallowing the dawn. Its eyes burned with fire, and its voice shook the land. "Fools, you quarrel like children while destiny coils around you. The mask is mine. Return it or be devoured." The final battle was unlike any mortal had seen. Sango struck with thunder, Duro shielded against coils that crushed trees to splinters, Iardi's arrows flew like storms of fire. But the serpent was endless, its body blacker than night, its hiss like thunder. One by one they faltered. Duro's shield shattered, his bones beneath it. Iardi fell screaming as the serpent's jaws closed around her. Sango fought until lightning burned his flesh, but even thunder failed. In the end, only Kayin remained. She stood upon a shattered stone, the Mask of Olofin before her, glowing with unholy light. The serpent towered above, its maw open wide, the stench of death flooding the air. "Kayin," it hissed, "put it on, together we shall rule, refuse and be nothing." She lifted the mask. It burned her hands, searing her skin, yet she did not let go. Behind her she saw the faces of her companions, those alive, those dead, each gaze heavy with trust, betrayal, fear, love. Slowly she raised the mask to her face. And then she stopped. "No," she whispered. "I am not your vessel, I am not Obanla's pawn. I am Kayin, daughter of Wagadu, child of the ancestors. This mask is not for gods or kings. It belongs to the earth." With a cry that shook the heavens, she hurled the mask into the serpent's gaping maw. For an instant, silence. Then light exploded. The mask shattered, lightning tearing through the serpent's body, ripping its coils apart. Its scream shook the mountains, its shadow dissolved into mist. When the smoke cleared, the serpent was gone. The mask lay in shards, lifeless. Kayin fell to her knees, alone amidst ruin. When she returned to Wagadu, she carried no mask, no proof, only the tale. Obanla raged, demanding his prize. But the people whispered of her courage, her sacrifice, her defiance of both king and god. The griots would carry her name for centuries, not as queen, not as god, but as the woman who broke the Mask of Olofin and with it, the chains of shadow.